News Talk 640 WFNC. Hey, right now it's just about 8:20. I'm Gilbert Bays, and TAKIYAH Mathis is here with us, and you are here because you are celebrating the 10th annual Psoriasis Awareness Celebration Gala. Man, that's an awful lot for me to say. How are you this morning?
I'm well. How are you?
All right, let me get your microphone to come on and stay on there. How are you?
I'm well. How are you?
That's good. We're glad that you reached out to me and you said, hey, I'd like to have some people tell me about this and let folks know that this is going on.
Yes.
What is your involvement with this program and what is going on with it?
So, again, my name is TAKIEYAH Mathis. I'm the founder of the Stand Light Foundation, and I'm also someone that lives with psoriasis as well as a few other chronic conditions. Again, I'm the executive producer of this movement. I wanted to just, basically get the psoriasis awareness and chronic illness portion of everything put out in the community.
So, I know what psoriasis is. A lot of people do, but some people don't. I'll talk about the illness and how it impacts folks.
So psoriasis can be defined as was an autoimmune disease, but now we're going into the chronic illness terminology because there's so many different dynamics to psoriasis. There's different types of psoriasis. Psoriasis is based off your immune system in which it overreacts, and it makes the skin cells produce 10 times faster than a normal human body would. And it impacts people in a lot of different ways. It can affect your mental health, for one, because it's affecting your confidence. If you get it on your face or it affects your hair, you can lose hair and you can start developing other conditions like alopecia. And that can be very, discouraging because now it's like, as a man or a woman, you're like, what do I do now with my hair? What do I do with my face because people are staring at me? Or even private areas, you're trying to hide that you're irritated. And psoriasis can affect your bones, and it can cause other underlying conditions, or psoriasis can occur from other underlying conditions.
Well,
So,
it sounds a lot like lupus,
yes, and those are comorbidities.
right, and so the thing that people who have psoriasis is it's physical. You can see it on the skin,
Yes.
and so if it's in an area where they can put clothes on, or there could be a person with psoriasis that you don't even know that they have it,
Right.
but they still have to deal with it, and the mental health that's associated with dealing with it and treating it can just be enormous.
Yes, it
Now, do
can
you
be.
have a direct connection with it yourself, that or a family
Yes,
member?
yes, I have psoriasis. I've been living with psoriasis for a long time. I've been officially diagnosed for 12 years now. I do have other family members that have either psoriasis or eczema or something similar. And my connection, like I said, started from a really bad flare. I didn't know that there was more than one type of psoriasis, and I'm one of those people who have more than one type. And from there, I just started advocating because I was like, nobody talked about this. like.
Well, what's the treatment for it?
So there are lots of treatments for it. You can be holistic, but there are lots of biologics. There's pill forms, there's injections, there's creams, there's red light therapy, things of that nature.
I mean, and I've seen a lot of commercials where you can see the psoriasis or the disease itself,
The plaques.
right,
Yeah.
on the skin, and then there's a cream, and it starts to go away, and then people are happy in
Yeah.
in the movie. That's a fantasy land, I think. I mean, it's
Yeah.
not really that way. Even if it goes away, it has a potential of coming back.
Yes, especially when you've used such a steroid so long. Sometimes you can have withdrawals because you're like, oh, it's working good. I don't need this cream every day. And then you're like, wow, why did it come back? Because your skin is addicted to it now. Now it needs it. And sometimes it's just, the steroids become what they become, just like an opioid.
All right, so you gave me a call or sent me a message and said that this is the 10th anniversary of the
Yes.
gala. Now, how did that start, and why did it start, and where is it going to be?
So it started, and why it started was because, like I said, I went through a really bad flare all at once. I just thought, I see some other people's stories, and it just started with their scalp or a few patches on the elbow. But mine, my face, my hair, my back, my front, everything was affected. So I ended up in the emergency room. I thought I had chickenpox, actually. And again, my why was because of that. So I started speaking out about it because especially felt as a colored woman, we got misdiagnosed for very long or overlooked. So I wanted to be that one, like, hey, like there's something going on. And even if you don't have what I have, let's help advocate for it. Let's research about it. And so again, this is my 10th year. It just started when I moved back from Atlanta. I wanted to come home and be with family. I thought it was a healing aspect. But actually, my healing aspect was getting out in the community and talking about it. So I've done walks, I've done fashion shows, Zumbathons, all type of things. And this year we're doing the gala because I feel like 10 years is a long time to advocate, and it's not easy to advocate. It's not easy to tell your story. So I wanted to make sure that the community could come out and not just celebrate what I have going on, but celebrate all the other warriors who have got past that one phase of psoriasis.
Okay, and so where is the event going to take place?
So
And
it's
what
going to
day?
take place at 584 Yakin Road. It is under KLS Venues or Properties. It's August 29th from 4 to 8 p.m. And you can find it at psoriasis.eventbrite.com.
Okay, and what will people engage in once they come to the event itself?
So we have some line dancing. We have Stephanie Keegler from Dancing Without a Sin Fitness coming out. We have Prime IV Hydration. We have my husband. He's going to have some artwork from MATHIS Gallery. We have some amazing poets that are going to be hosting. It's a lot going on. We have some engaging activities. We're going to, we have some cute goodies we're going to give away, some educational materials, and we're going to have a dinner. So we want to feed everybody and let them know that, we appreciate you in the community for supporting us as well.
I think one of the main things when you deal with a situation like this is you got to understand that there are other people going through this. You're not going through this by yourself.
Yes.
And how impactful is having dialogue with someone who's sharing your condition in terms of your healing?
So, and I just posted about that this morning, how important community has been for me. Just meeting other people, again, who can relate, or again, they have a story to share, and they might have some information I didn't have, or I have some information they didn't have. It just feels like it's what I say, like a family reunion. Like you don't know what cousin you might meet, and y'all might have the same thing going on. And sometimes it's very enlightening to not feel so alone, because I did at one point. I was like, I have to be the only person in the world with this whole itchy looking body. And then I found out, wow, there's a organization of all these people who are going through the same thing, and they're talking about it, and they're not afraid. And so I said, I shouldn't be afraid either. So community is very important.
You mentioned a cousin. How much does heredity play in this? Do you have other family members that are going through this as well?
So I have an uncle who has had it. I haven't seen him complain about it in some years, but I remember when I came out about it, he was actually in Jordan at the time. So he sent me some mud. So that was, interesting. I've had a cousin who's had really, really bad eczema. My brother and my sister have had skin issues. I've seen my grandmother go through spouts of what was like HS, hidradenitis suppurativa. One of my aunts does have seborrheic dermatitis and lupus. So I think that genetics play a huge role, even if it's not the same exact disease.
Other than the disease being on your face where you can see it, what's the other most difficult part on your body to have it and have to deal with it, maybe on your back or side, or how's that?
For me, I think the other worst spot is your like genital areas, or your, again, private areas, your underarms and between your legs and things of that nature, because we don't talk about that impact. And again, when the weather changes, or your clothes, then you got to think about relationships. There's a lot of impact when it comes to those areas, like a back, your elbows, you can kind of deal with, but those intimate areas, that's very disheartening. So, I think that's very important to have those people in your corner to know that it's not just your face or your elbow.
Now, when all of a sudden you started having this, what did you do? Who did you seek? And you said you went to the emergency room?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it was that bad all of a sudden, just like overnight?
Yeah, so I came from a hair appointment. I thought I just had a little dandruff, and I didn't know at the time you couldn't scratch it. I didn't know anything about it. Started scratching within 3 days, my face, my back, my neck. Like you wouldn't, people can go on my social media, you wouldn't believe how covered. I wouldn't even wear my scalp out. So it would be really, really bad. And it didn't calm down for at least 6 months. Like to the point where I lost hair. I started wearing wigs, which I have never done before. And it could be really, and so like I said, the emergency room, I had to go to specialists, all of that within a year.
If you're just joining me right now, TAKIEYAH MATHIS, are you the founder of this celebration that you have? So you're the founder. It's the 10-year anniversary of the Psoriasis Awareness Celebration Gala. Is this month Psoriasis Awareness Month?
Yes, it is.
It just so happens to be there. So you've taken another step. And how big of an organization has this become? How many people have reached out to you?
I don't know the exact numbers, but the impact has become really global. There's people that have reached out to me from like overseas. I've filmed with people overseas. I work with companies out of Japan, pharmaceutical companies. People come to me as if I'm a real like psoriasis consultant agency, and I tell them I can't diagnose you, but I can help refer you or guide you into the resources that you need, because with the National Psoriasis Foundation, We do have a lot of resources on the website. So if you need help with disability or finding a specialist or a mentor, we have all of those resources on the site.
You mentioned earlier that I think it was your uncle who said he had it and he sent you some mud.
Hmm.
And that really caught my ear. I said, send me some mud.
Yeah.
Talk about that, what that is.
So I guess at the time that was one of the remedies that they talked about when he was overseas. So he is a mechanic he was under the Marines, but he was working for the president on some planes and things of that nature. And so he was always traveling. And he just sent me this mud, and it basically it tells you to put it on all the spots that are inflamed. So I just covered my head with it and everywhere that had spots. And it was then when I realized, okay, like, there's other people that realize like everything isn't just medicine. Like they respected, he especially respected that I wanted to be holistic at the time. And so I felt like that was very beneficial. And I really appreciated that he, sent me something so natural, and it actually did feel really good. It might not have cured me, but it felt really good. So.
Well, you make a good point here. Is there a cure, or is this something that the person will have to deal with for the rest of their life?
I'll say it can go into remission. So you will deal with it for the rest of your life, but you will, if you learn to manage it well, you will have good days. You'll have some good times. Right now, I'm pretty okay, but I've had some pretty bad times as well, to the point where I've lost hearing and all types of things. But once you learn what kind of triggers you, that's when you start to manage it a little bit better. And even if you have flares, some of it won't bother you as bad because you'll be like, oh, it's gonna go away in about 10 days. Oh, I can deal with that. Unless, and then you know who to run to, a specialist, if it gets too bad.
Well, that's an interesting point there because it can go into remission, but doesn't mean that it's gone.
Right.
Is there something that you have found in the course of you're dealing with psoriasis that triggers? I said, "Oh, I'm going to have an outbreak."
Yeah, stress. I have one of the types of psoriasis that's under it's a phenomenon, the Kebner phenomenon, and basically I can't have any injuries to my body. So if I get a cut, a bruise, or anything like that, I'm already like, uh-oh, what's about to happen? Or again, if I'm taking a new medicine or something, I'm expecting my body to react different because it's trying to figure out what's going on and it's panicking. And that's just, for me, that's just what I found. And honestly, the only time I've been in remission is when I've been pregnant.
God works in mysterious ways.
Really.
Isn't that amazing? Out of
Right.
all times.
Yeah, I'm completely clear. I got 3 kids.
And each time you got ready to have a child, your psoriasis cleared up.
Yep, my scalp is fine, the rest of my body, and I just had a baby girl 8 months ago. I was perfectly fine. After her, my body went haywire.
But but if you think about it, your body is preparing for the birth of a child, and it
Yes.
makes an awful lot of adjustments, even if you didn't have
Yes.
psoriasis,
Yes.
in order for that to happen. So I'm not sure if I find that surprising, but I'm glad for you
Yeah.
that you didn't have to deal with the birth of
Yeah.
a child and managing psoriasis.
Yeah.
Well, TAKIEYAH, MATHIS, we appreciate you coming in
Thank you.
and sharing your information. Tell folks about the gala again one more time so they can know where it is and how they can get involved.
Yeah, so again, you can follow the Standing Light Foundation on Instagram or Facebook, or find me at TAKIYAH MATHIS. The event itself is August 29th from 4 to 8 p.m. at 5845 Yadkin Road here in Fayetteville, North Carolina. And you can find the tickets at psoriasis.eventbrite.com.
All right. Well, we appreciate what you do for the folks who are dealing with psoriasis in our community.
Thank you.
And good luck to you with your gala that's going to be happening later this
Thank you.
month.
Thank you for having me.
All right. Stand by for a second. You're listening to News Talk 640 WFNC. We've got local news right now with CBS 17.
Good morning, I'm Greg Funderburg from the CBS 17 newsroom. The Fayetteville teen shot at a carnival last year is still fighting to heal, and now her family is asking for your help. Adriana Bathia was just 12 years old when she was shot in a parking lot at a carnival in Fayetteville. Now at 13, she continues to struggle to recover. She has a serious spinal injury that has left her in a wheelchair. She spent much of the summer in the hospital battling an infection after a major spinal surgery earlier this year. Her family needs help making their home more accessible. They need a ramp, medical equipment, and other supplies. Her family has created a GoFundMe account, and you can find that link by going to our website, cbs17.com. And still, more than a year later, no one has been arrested in the shooting. The man accused in a deadly bar shooting in Dunn is behind bars. Police arrested Keeson Stocks on Monday. Officers say he killed 2 people earlier this month at the 601 Club on North Fayetteville Avenue. A man and woman were also hurt in the shooting but survived. A judge denied Stocks bond during his first court appearance yesterday. He's charged with murder and possession of a firearm by a felon.